in the name of God are you, man? You're in the car.
Welcome to the RT podcast. It's Bernard Jackman live from the west coast of France. How those lads do the podcast from the car all the time, I do not know, but it beats the chaos of the kids getting packed up to go home.
Yes.
Tears you're a lot. So
you're on moving day.
We're moving day, yeah, brutal. The stress, parents out there will know the packing, the stress, getting them up, getting everything into the bag. The flight's quite late on, so it's like, how long do you go to the pool in the morning? Do you go to the pool? Do you go out in the bikes? Yeah, so it's a bit of stress going on here at the minute. But yes, I'm in the car, heading home, back in Ireland Monday. Brilliant. Great holidays.
Back to a bit of normality. There's a man that will be glad to get back to routine. I don't think I've ever come across someone that craves routine as much as you, Bowe.
I've loved this break. It's badly needed, but I just do this podcast. I'm in a new place every day. I just can't cope. Like you have a new painting behind you as well. Nothing new there.
Nothing new. Keep moving around.
You're Donncha aux vacances, I think.
Do you know where we are, Tommy? And it is amazing, man. And I'd highly recommend it if you can ever get there. Corsica.
Oh.
Yeah, France.
How do you get to these places? Right.
We did
in Corsica.
We did a 12-hour ferry over here, man. And it was some crack. 2 bunk beds, 6 of us in the room. We were like sardines. You're probably not allowed to get 6 in the room, but it was better than 2 of us sleeping out in the corridors. Well, we could have ordered another room as well, but Scanty O'Callum wasn't doing it.
And Corsica nice, is it?
Oh, beautiful, man. Honestly, it's like kind of rural, but got that French bit of it as well. So, yeah.
Tell you, what, because you spent a bit of time in France, like, what's your experience of the French people? I don't think we have many French listeners here, so tell us what you think.
I'm a fan, and you know what I mean. Caroline, Jenny's sister, who lives out here, her partner is French, so I'm not going to get myself in any trouble. But I do feel you've an opinion. Let me just leave it with this: ever since fucking Thierry Henry handled that ball, I was done with the French.
They're out.
You can honestly, you can have the best player in the world in Antoine Dupont. You can play the best rugby you ever want, but we will never forget that moment of injustice. Like, we were so robbed there.
Oh, well, I was robbed the day I got a 0 out of 10 for Ireland playing in the Stade de France as well against Paris. So it's not a place I feel very comfortable in this place.
How are you getting on with them?
They fucking wrecked my head.
Everyone French holiday.
They're just like, I love it. They like, Joey, I get this, I'm very laid back, people think, but I am a bit of I like routine, and
you do.
I'm a bit of a stickler for time now. It used to be something I was never into, but now, like, I'm always rushing. So, like, we had some woman the other day, and we're trying to get the kids for crazy golf. And so I said, un adulte et deux enfants, s'il vous plaît. And then her phone rings, and she goes, un moment. And 5 minutes went, 6, 7. She's on the phone to the husband. And I'm just standing there, waiting for her gossip, a little putter and a few balls. And this day, dress was... So that was one. Last night, went out for food, last meal of the holiday. And the kids are a bit pernickety about food, as they are. Well, with order in particular. And I said, un burger, because I have to try to show my French.
Yeah,
it's very good,
of course. It's not bad. It's not bad. Look at you.
And then I said, sans cheddar, sans ketchup. You know, just a plain second burger.
Keep it clean.
He's like, no, we don't do that. He said, it's as it is on the menu. He said, it's a kid. Can't you have roast beef and no ketchup? It's no big deal. Just that's the way it comes.
I love it. Don't you love it in ways that they don't bend for anyone?
Oh, I admire them. To be fair, I was going to bed last night saying, fair fucks to you lads, but in the moment, it was not what I needed. So I'm there having to pat down, open up the burger bat, take the burger, clean the ketchup off, off
to the
drama. Oh, get me home. Get me
Oh,
home.
get him home, get him home. Like, there's a man that shouldn't have, you should never have left Monaghan.
Uh, I know where I'm happy. No, none of these fancy burgers with cheese. But anyway, listen,
Yeah,
yeah, all good, all good. Lovely holiday. And yeah, the drama of going back home now.
yeah, yeah.
Any other crack?
There's no other crack. There's a bit going on around the rugby circuit, and in a while we're going to be chatting to Linda Djougang and Sam Monaghan, which is going to be fantastic. We are on the kind of penultimate week. Is that what you would say? We're a week out from kind of World Cup, and yeah, we got to catch up with the two girls. Two unbelievable athletes for us. Two that you know me, Tommy. When it comes to front five forward,
Well,
looking forward to our chat.
I left you to this one because I was halfway hiking up a mountain on this, so I thought no better man than talking
You-
forward play scrums and mauls with Sam and Linda. Take it away because that man will eat it all up.
Yeah, I got a good giggle that Sam's first response was, geez, where's Tommy? My mom loves him. They're brilliant. He's playing crazy golf. Can I ask you, how did the crazy golf
Got
go?
his photo with her last week.
Did you?
Oh,
Good.
shocking, yeah, yeah.
Did you
No,
stick to the rule
turn
if
into-
you don't?
He's turned into a coach.
Okay.
He's 5 and he's trying to coach me how to play.
Brilliant. You love it. You love it.
But we, Joe, there was a couple of groups just in front of us that were taking a bit long, so we skipped a few holes. Again,
Yes.
in France, that's not accepted.
In crazy golf, everything's accepted. Were you playing like,
It's
you
like
know,
that.
those rules? Yeah, those rules where you have to play with your pants down if you don't get it in on the first and stuff like that.
No,
Was it proper
no,
crazy?
we'll take it easy on the kids. We'll take it easy on the kids. But no, no, the crazy golf was one to forget now, unfortunately. Here, we were doing this Boweloxed thing. We actually had another message through in somebody else who's had a bit of a shocker while out on tour.
Yeah,
Will we
so
go
just
through it?
give the definition of being Boweloxed is basically Tommy, every time he goes out, he ends up in a situation. So we've made it a thing, and then we're asking for your Boweloxed moment, where you knew in the moment that it was great crack, but afterwards you do look back with a bit of regret. So yeah, Tommy has
Take it
thousands
away.
of them.
Adam Pritchard, here we go. Whilst on a rugby tour playing in South Africa, we went to a huge entertainment complex and I had 2 sniffers. Never heard of a sniffer. This is new to me. Right.
Sorry,
So it's
have you vetted this question here? Like,
oh, yeah. No, it's not drugs. It's not drugs.
okay.
It's not drugs. It's
I was there. You doing the podcast in your car is the least of our trouble. No, you flute.
no, 2 sniffers is, well, according to Adam, it's a pint of mixed optics. Oh my God, right. So you get a load of optics from all the shots, put them into a pint glass, and this you sniff the fumes from the empty glass after necking it. Oh, this is lads on tour. This is lads on tour.
I don't think we should be encouraging this in any way, Tommy. Can I just say that?
Adam, you're a bowl boy, and no wonder you're Boweloxed.
Can we just say Adam was having a few drinks and edit out all the bit before this?
So anyway, he necked it and sniffed the fumes, then decided I was going to play 10-pin bowling. I was too drunk to work the machine, so I decided I'd be the ball. Cue me sprinting down the lane and throwing myself into the pins head first. My coach ended up carrying me off the lane. The 6 a.m. punishment, Broncos, the next day resulted in a lot of vomit. The worst bit was I didn't get a strike and I was 20 stone tight head.
Oh, jeez.
How much of a stuck he was.
What happens when he falls down? I know where the ball goes and it comes back up, but if he hits that space, where's he go?
Well, I don't know if the thing comes down and it tries to lift him back up again.
Yeah.
Throw the pins.
Yeah, exactly. Not going to lift the tight head up. Jeez, that's disappointing that he didn't even hit one. What a useless fellow bowling. Fair play to you.
And the coach's Broncos. Did you ever do Broncos?
Yes, Broncos was the fitness test for a while there. So just to explain it to everyone, it's out 20 back, out 40 back, out 60 back 5 times, and your score is the time you can complete it. So it was the kind of generic test around rugby for a while. I didn't mind it too much.
Of course you didn't. Of course you didn't. That is right up your alley. One gear, forward
Yeah,
and back, as long as it can
yeah.
go.
Do you know what I actually hated in it? I hated the 20s.
What's the 20s?
I'd rather have
Oh,
done
the
two
quick one.
40s or
Oh,
two
yeah.
60s. Yeah,
It was
but
the turn that got
the
you,
turn
wasn't it?
killed me. Yeah, get me up and rolling.
Oh, imagine that poor 20 stone tight head doing that after that night out. Fair play to you,
Yeah.
Adam. There's a bit of other rugby news at the minute, Donncha. The Scarlets, have you seen, have been taken over by a business. I'm not too sure the name of them. That Dan Bigger is on the board of it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And we saw obviously Newcastle Rugby as well has been taken over by the Red Bull Group.
Yes. Yeah, a
It's a
lot
bit of
going
a
on in terms of that. And I actually seen Newcastle just signed the Crusaders 9. And the big rumor around the place, I know this isn't anything official, but rumor mill, which is always good to have, is Rhys Sammet heading to Newcastle as well. Of course, he's out of contract. He said he wants to come back into rugby. But, good
well,
news for them
I
in
think
terms of.
I think if there's one team that is going to be signing Rhys Sammet, it's the Scarlets. The owners are called the House of Luxury. If anything spells playing in Phonetically, the House of Luxury, it's the Scarlets.
When
Yeah,
Rhys Sammet comes over with Taylor Swift, he can bring her to the House of Luxury. Spoiler.
the inside track of the new Scarlets investors' House of Sports and Entertainment, House of Luxury, have yet taken over the Scarlets, an investment partnership, and Bigger is on the board along with Sam Moffat, the former CEO of Welsh Rugby. So, listen, we don't know what's going on because I know the Scarlets and the Ospreys haven't signed this deal with the WRU at the minute, and obviously they're looking for new sponsorship. It also brings on to another story, which I have to mention I saw as well. Abby Tierney, the Welsh CEO, has had to step down. For the moment, she's in cancer. Actually, was hanging out with her a bit over in Australia with the Lions, and I think
Yeah,
we both will wish her all the very, very sad to hear that as well. And
yeah,
hopefully, she
absolutely.
makes a speedy and quick recovery.
Absolutely. Because, Tommy, look, we know that role has been very difficult at the moment in terms of navigating the whole Welsh Union. There is an underbelly of probably, in my opinion, neglect that has gone on for the last while. And to be fair to her, she has dived straight in and grabbed the nettle and looked to do her best possible job there. So, but aside from rugby, it's always about people's family and their own personal health, and we would wish her the absolute best. And for me, it's what we need to see more of. We need more women around the game. We need more people in power there that make brilliant decisions. And she has done an incredible job. It hasn't been easy for her and it hasn't been easy for people in Wales, but I think there's something greater than rugby, and that's looking out for someone's well-being and just making sure they're okay. And I think two of us would agree. We wish her the absolute all the best and love to her friends and family all around her.
Big time.
Yeah.
And of course, wish her the big announcement that she had as well was announced to Steve Tandy as the new Welsh head coach. So I played with Tandy as well. Great guy. He's got his work cut out, I think, and that's with that squad and that team. But hopefully he's able to really turn it around for that team and really make it work. Right, before we get on to the two girls, let's quickly talk. You don't want England to win the Women's World Cup. Why not?
I love the way you throw this out there. Like that was what we got to work out is private. Are you after a few, Tommy? Did you have a sniffer yourself this morning?
Listen, you pung me out with the French, public. It's your turn. Come on now.
No, I think you're a hero in Ireland if you say you don't like the French ever since Terry. So
you're a hero if you say you don't want England to win a World Cup.
Yeah,
to be fair, you can't.
Do you know what? I agree. The Women's World Cup comes at a pivotal point. This one is going to be quite special, I think. The way England will get around it, I agree with you. Hosting it, they're going to do a brilliant job. It will be sold out. But I watched them against France, and I've watched them an awful lot, and the type of the rugby they play isn't for me. And I know you'll say, oh, it's exactly what you would do. But it's tries off mauls, it's set piece battle, it's I find it, honestly, I find it quite dull to watch. And I know if I was trying to introduce my kids to the sport, watching that type of rugby, I watched Canada play against Ireland. That's the way to play the game, run the ball around the place. I think everyone would have embraced what Andy Farrell tried to do with the Lions was great. But I think what England have, and it happens at the very start of professionalism always, is if you win the physicality battle, you win the game. And I think there's no one better than them at that at the moment. But personally, I'm not a fan of it. It's the type of rugby I should play. That suits me to play, but to watch, you know what I mean? When you're watching highlights and you're trying to introduce people to the game and 4 of the tries are off mauls, you're like, oh, geez, get a break here.
Donncha, I feel emotional. I've never been more proud. I've never been more proud of you. I mean,
the ball. Come on, the Red Roses. You know what I mean? Move the ball, move the skill set. Have a goal, like play the game.
Play a bit of feckin' rugby.
Yeah,
I know they do win in rugby and they'll probably win the World Cup, but that's because they're playing this power game and because they're bigger and stronger than everyone else and they're big.
Yeah.
But I agree. We want to be entertained. The game is about entertainment nowadays, particularly with the crowds that are going to get to these matches.
Yeah.
100% behind you on that.
100%. I actually saw the Welsh. Have you seen in the Welsh squad that they have 2 sets of sisters within the squads? I'll get the names here. But just like obviously we talked out with the Wallaces. You know what I mean? Paul and David would have been kind of brothers, and you know what I mean? There's
hold on. This is the Welsh now. I have to say that if they're Joneses and Evanses, doesn't mean that they're cousins. So like every second person you meet in Wales is either a Jones or an Evans.
It's the Metcalfs. The Metcalfs are one set of them, and how. And how do you pronounce this Welsh name? Pyrs. Press?
Pierce.
Yeah. Pierce. Is that it?
I'd say Pierce. Probably, yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go. So 2 sets of sisters. One, the Metcalfs are 18 and 20, and the Pierce are 27 and 19. So I won't even make an attempt at the first name. It's the Irish equivalent of Donncha, or the Welsh equivalent. Anyway, but that's kind of cool.
It's very cool. Right, we've heard enough about the French, the English, the Welsh. Now it's time to move on to the Irish, is it?
Yeah, let's go. Let's catch up with the brilliant Linda and Sam. Here you go.
Sam and Linda, how are you? How are you keeping?
Yeah, good, thanks.
It is great to see you. Really appreciate you jumping on the offload. But you're in the middle of a difficult time, pre-season. Oh my goodness. I know it's all excitement about the World Cup, but there's one thing that gives every rugby player the shivers, the pre-season. Linda, how's it been?
It's been hard. It's been tough. It's tough. Like we train so hard that I question every day, like why do I play? My why has to be there. It's so hard. Like we finished yesterday, I could barely walk. Like that's how tough the coach has put us through. But you know, you're preparing for World Cup, so I think that the goal is just the World Cup and it's keeping you going. But the session have been tough, but tough good. Like I don't think anyone like preseason.
No.
I don't like preseason.
All of us front 5 forwards don't, Linda. You're not on your own there.
No, put me in the scrum anytime, but don't put this now. But I know I'm just like, you know what? Like every single time, like we go from scrum to line now, I just keep thinking like only 4 more minutes.
Yeah.
4 more minutes of this, 4 more minutes of hard work, and in 4 more minutes of hard work. So I just kind of cut them into little pieces and to help me kind of keep going, really.
Yeah. If any girl or boy or rugby player is listening, that is the exact way to attack pre-season, isn't it? Just get through the next rep.
Yes. Yes.
I think if we can get through Dubai as well, we can get through anything. Like we were, them sessions, like that first week we were there, we trained like, I think the first session we did was like 11 o'clock and it was like 41 degrees. And like, honestly, it was like, people were like we had these like kiddie pools full of ice and water, and people were like diving into them. Like someone passed out, someone had their legs up in the air, heart rate monitor on. Like it was it was like a war zone.
But
So
like when I went into Dubai, I was injured. So I was coming back from injury. So I had to do my coming back into contact. And I think we got there on the Saturday or the Sunday, and then the Monday I had to wake up like super early. It was like 8 o'clock. And they brought us to this pitch. It was astro, and you could feel the heat coming up. And I had a new boots, and I was so excited to try the new boots. And
Oh, jeez.
oh my God. We were doing the running. I think Sam, you were there. We were,
yeah.
and I couldn't. My feet were burning. So I
Wow.
just kept jumping up and down. And the physio was like, would you just stay still? I couldn't stay still. I was jumping up and down. And then straight after that, we had to do the gym. Sam, the gym was outside.
Yeah, the worst thing was like there was a few of us. There was like 5 or 6 of us that were like coming back from Little Niggle, so we had to do a bit of a run, like a bit of a get the flight out of our legs and stuff. And like the rest of the team were coming after them. So like I turned to the girls like, right, we have to put a brave face on here. Like don't let them know how hard this is. But like
Yeah.
there was no hiding it. I think I had actually gone purple instead. I've gone past red and into
Wow.
like a
Wow.
pale purple. But yeah, they all just looked at us and they were like, holy God.
Yeah.
Awful. And I remember going into the bathroom, and there's aircon in the bathroom, and I went there and I didn't want to come out. I am not coming out of this. I was
We
like,
love it.
forget about the gym. This is where I'm staying.
Yeah.
The humidity, the heat.
Yeah.
Like Sam is right. If it made to Dubai, yeah, we can do this.
But on that, Linda, they're all the moments that can nearly bond you together as well. Sam, just for you, how's the body? We missed you during the kind of Six Nations,
Yeah.
your leadership qualities, of course, everything you bring on the pitch. But how are you feeling? I know pre-season's tough, of course, when you're coming into a World Cup, but how are you moving along?
Yeah, really good. I've just I've done a couple of weeks of contact now, so I'm like slowly building back in with the team. But yeah, it's mad. Like it's coming up to a year now in a couple of weeks, and if you had said that to me at the time, I wouldn't have believed it. Like I was aiming for like 6, 7 months, and yeah, I was probably when I came back for Six Nations, just like I had such a sole focus on getting there. I probably was pushing too hard and not listening to my body at times, but yeah, to be honest, I think it was the best thing for me. I think I was rushing back and trying to get in, and like I feel stronger, like mentally and physically more than I ever have. I was with a really good physio over the course of Six Nations, Ed Meas, and he just like his philosophy is like one I'm so glad I've come across in my career. Like it's all about his intent. Like it doesn't matter what exercise you're doing, like you go 100%. And I'm fitter than I've ever been. Like he had me because I had that hamstring issue. Like before I could run, like elongate my hamstring, he had me running up the hill back at the HPC. They've made that hill for the World Cup, so I was running up the hills. I was running in the hydro, like 40 degrees heat. So like before I was able to do things, he challenged me in another way to get that exposure. So in a twisted way, I'm very grateful what had happened because I got a chance to work with him and be stronger than I was probably going into this block. Whereas if I hadn't went into Six Nations, I felt like I probably just would have been maybe too close, like for comfort. I would have gotten through it, but like I do feel like good and strong now, and just can't wait to get back with the girls.
It's amazing you say it, Sam, because you're like all of us. Everyone will try to get out there, isn't it? You know what I mean? For a national jersey, you go out there every time, but just your leadership as well is quite important in the squad. And I found it fascinating that you were still in camp. You were still there for the girls. You were still helping out. You were still, yourself and Adele and all of you just helping to be a part of it. Normally, not being harsh, but I personally, I could get selfish with an injury and make sure I'm okay. You didn't. You looked out for the girls.
Yeah, I think, well, it wasn't always that. Like, I know, like, you think back and, like, you think as you go on, missing games will get easier, but it actually gets tougher because you're getting closer to it. And you know, you think you get used to the feeling, but every time you're sitting there, your heart still sinks and you want to be out there and the girls are putting their bodies on the line. You just want to be beside them. But like, I have to say, like, you know, Tricky was a massive part in this. Like, she like helped me like give or take as much as I needed. Like, there was days where like I really struggled to be around, and it was probably like not beneficial for me or the team maybe to, because you know yourself, you go into dark places in rehab and you push yourself to certain spots and you're looking at the girls out in the pitch. But I think like, I've learned how to manage that myself, and like at days I could give, I would give, and days I couldn't, I just had to take a little step back. And yeah, the girls were great though. Like, anyone that's done it before, they'd kind of just lock eyes at you and be like, look, you're going to be okay, you'll get through this. And they're the people you kind of latch on to then, to help you through it.
Absolutely, because it's an inevitable part of our game, isn't it? People are going to pings up, bangs and knocks.
Yeah.
It's how you make sure you integrate those people, because they're so important in time.
Yeah.
And I think full measure to you there, Sam, for staying a part of it. Absolutely incredible.
Someone said to me
Linda,
before, oh,
go
no,
on,
go on.
go on. Who
No,
was saying?
just on that point, like, I think, you know, to give, sometimes you want to give your 100%, but your 100% looks different each day, like, of what you can give. And I think knowing like what your battery is at and how much you can give to put yourself in the best place possible is really important.
It's funny you say it, Sam. I just remember a moment with Jerry Flannery, our hooker in our team, but he went through a tough time with injuries. And I
Yeah.
remember we thought we were doing right by him, but we were always asking him, how are you doing? And I remember he
Yeah.
pulled an awful lot of us and said, lads, I know you're coming from a loving spot, but I'm reaffirming a negative every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you just ask me about Love Island? Or, you know what I mean? But just, you know what I mean?
Munster lads love Island. What is that about? Huh?
Who doesn't love Love Island, Sam?
What's going on down there?
That's the big goal. Forget European Cups. Get on Love Island. But you get it. You get it.
We're all hooked on it here in camp. Every night we're in bed at 9 o'clock, ready to go.
Amazing. Brilliant. We'll go back to it. We'll touch
Yeah.
back on it. Linda, I've been lucky enough to be around and hear your story. It's quite remarkable. One of my good teammates when I played in Cork Con was Connor Toomey. He's now coaching in UCC, but I know he's been a bit of a mentor to you, and just that whole journey for you to throw on our national jersey has been absolutely incredible. And I know we chatted before in the past, but you might give people just a bit of context of how much graft you had to put in to be exactly where you are now.
Oh my God. I think has played such an important role just as a mentor for me, because I took up rugby when I didn't know the sport. I barely felt kind of like where I was lost. And it kind of guided me to just find a pathway, find an opportunity. I think the massive thing for me growing up was just the lack of opportunity. I just didn't really have much. And even school, I struggled in school. And the only reason where I stumbled across rugby was me just putting down my name for a social attack rugby, because I just wanted to make friends. I just wanted to just feel like I was part of something. I belong somewhere. And that was a complete, like, because the half of the team that I actually put their name for the social art team removed their name from the computer. So I wasn't really good at computer. I never had a computer. So they gave me my first job as an intern in Grand Thornton, and I got it from the Trinity Access program. And they gave me a laptop, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, I never seen or never had it, like, or see any. So I didn't know how to remove my name. Like, my manager helped me put my name down on this sheet and online, and everyone removed the name because I didn't want to take part on the social tag rugby that Wednesday. But I was the only one that didn't know how to remove their name from it, which was probably a good thing, because yes, thank the Lord. Every day I'm like, thank you for not being good at technology. But yeah, see that their first tag rugby team were playing the final and they needed like an extra girl, and because I didn't know how to remove my name from it, they were like, "Who's Linda?" And I was like, "It's me." And they're like, "Oh, we're playing a tag rugby final today and we need another person. Okay, do you want to play?" I was like, "Yes, I love to play." And they were like, "Oh, have you ever played rugby before?" I was like, "No." Have you ever played tag rugby? No. So the entire time I worked that afternoon, I was just Googling like, what is rugby? I packed up because all I know was football. I come from a football background. I've come from a football country. So all I came in was my football boots. You know the boots with like the string that you put the string at the back. And, that- and then I had jeans and I have like, and yeah, I was ready. I was ready for the final. And I took on rugby. I went to Marion Road in Wanderers, in Marion Road. And it became my first rugby club there. But it was, even there, it was a completely new kind of journey, because even like Marion Road is so different to where I was living. I was living in Barbican in council houses. Nothing wrong with council houses, but like houses in Marion Road, like it's just incredible. So I went back home and I told my friend, I was like, we live in a two different world because it's very different there. Um, but it was completely like, even when I made the Leinster team and made the Ireland team, I still didn't really feel like, okay, I had this opportunity, but I didn't want to let go because it was too good to let go. Um, and I was still not knowing, and like I went into Leinster, I was just a journey of learning and not having anyone to kind of ask the question and feel like, you have your coaches and everything, but like after, when you go home, I was left with nothing. I was like, how do I even talk about rugby, because no one really understood back home. I was living there with my aunt because my parents, my dad and my stepmom moved to Canada, and I was living with my aunt, and she had 4 kids, so there was no time for me to be talking. She was yeah, she's too busy. She's like, no, you need to babysit, you need to do that. So there was no time. But like I think Connor Toomey kind of, he came up, we were playing against France and it was during COVID, and he came in to help us with some scums, and that game actually got cancelled. But he sent me a message and he said that, the game got cancelled and I know you're working, because I was working in hospital during COVID, and it's like, I know you're working in COVID, and it's quite, if you need to talk about Scrum, or just shoot me a message. And so it was the 6th of May. I remember when I tested positive for COVID and I was isolating. And to be honest, you think that because I was so tired from working, I was like, okay, at least I'm gonna get some rest. But I was so sick. I was so unwell. And I was so, because you're so isolated and it's so lonely because no one can spend 2 weeks by themselves. So I did shoot him that message. I sent him the message. I was like, hi, CT, you remember me? I take you on that. um, then that's really where the journey kind of begun, started with us, and it's just really, I don't think that I'd be the player or the person that I am with that if it wasn't for him. It's not even about the rugby. I think he shaped me as a person too, and I think one of the important message that he's taught me and is, before you can be a rugby player, you have to be a good person. uh, and I carry that with me every single day. He's been the good and the bad. Like he takes it all. He's been there. It's like when we beat New Zealand in Vancouver, he was there. And also those games that you just don't win, and he's always there, and he's the first one to message me and first one to be like, okay, we need to review this. And he doesn't, he's very true. He doesn't like hide or anything. He will tell you the truth. You need to hear it or not. And he's very honest. And I think that's what I value so much in him, is his honesty. And he's not gonna sugarcoat it for you. He tell you what it is there and then. And I think it's so rare to find people that had that mentality, that's so direct, that's so honest, especially in the sport that we're in. So he's just really, I think he deserves so much, and I don't even know how to thank him for just even having him in my life and having him guiding me to this journey. But I'm really grateful for him. Yeah.
I'm not surprised, to be honest, with playing with him. You know what I mean? You're right. I was a kind of young player with him as well. And, you know, as a hooker, they can be a bit of a... Sam, you know better than anyone. The line-out jumper can be the problem most of the time, but that was never the case with CT. But, Sam, that kind of mentor, or call it family member, like, we're coming into the pinnacle of our sport. Rugby World Cup only around the corner now. And, you know, preparation aside, just the enormity of it, you know, the it being the pinnacle, you representing your friends, your family, where you're from, just how much are you looking forward to getting out there and giving it your all?
Yeah, I really am. I'm trying not to think, because I've had a few setbacks. I still have a lot of work to get through, so I'm very much like week to week, just trying. I'd be naturally quite a nervous person anyway, like before a game I'd be the one in the toilet getting sick probably. So yeah, I'm just, even like, we had a speed session the other day, and I was like aiming to hit over 90%, and you're just like, God, I hope my hamstring doesn't go, I know it won't, but it's just getting over that psychological side of it and building confidence from the evidence you've done, like the work you've done, and getting evidence from that. But yeah, I'm really excited. I've actually been quite lucky over the last couple of months. I've been in Ireland rehabbing, and I've got to spend more time with my family and friends that I ever have. And it's something I didn't realize how, like, I get to see them when I come home and stuff, but like having that time when I'm just home at the weekend, being popping around for like a cup of tea or going for a coffee, like I don't really get to do that in the UK. So I think that's really, and old friends, like football friends that I would have played with in Navan O'Mahony's, I've got to see them a lot, and like they were the ones that used to like pick me up on a Sunday morning and drag me out of bed and bring me to football training, and probably got me to where I am today. So I got to go down to O'Mahony's and watch the Meath ladies play as well this weekend. So I've gotten to do so many things that I wouldn't have been able to do if I had been playing. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And just getting a game under my belt. Like, these warm-up games are going to be massive for us as a squad. Like, it's essentially like a home World Cup. Like, it's so close, England is, and to have the games in Cork and Belfast, like we played there a good few times now, like, and we always get a good crowd. So we're really going to sell out them 2 games, and yeah, get the green wave across to England then, and kick off our campaign in Northampton. It's exciting. I'm actually sweating now thinking
Yeah,
about
the exact same. No, but you're right, Sam, because they're the moments. But like, it's only around the corner as well. I know you'll go game by game, but just maybe chat to us. Like, Japan is up on the 24th of August, then we've Spain, and then on to the All Blacks. They're difficult games, and I know people might know an awful lot about, you know, some of the teams, but this is going to be a challenging group and competition for us.
Yeah, it is. And like they're all like, you know, we've played all them teams in the last couple of years. We had that tour in Japan back in 2022 when we missed out on the opportunity to go to the World Cup. So I do think Ireland women's 15s haven't been in a World Cup since 2017. Like, that's 8 years. So like, you know, that's, I think no one's we're not putting that pressure on ourselves, but it is such a special moment because we missed that chance in New Zealand. So I think we really have a massive point to prove that, yeah, we probably should have been there, but this is our chance. We are here now, and we're going to take it. And you know, we came up against Spain then in WXV3 out in Dubai, and that was a close game. Like, they've got some great players, really fast, physical. You know, a couple of players come through the Prem there. Panya, you know, she's quick. You know, she'll be one to watch, and they'll be coming for us, like Spain and Japan. You know, they'll want to win a game against us because they're going to want to get out of the group as well. And then New Zealand, obviously, after that game in September, you know, that's rattled the cage. So they'll be trying to get one back. So they're all going to be, you know, you can't look to the next one afterwards. I think we really need to concentrate on what's in front of us, and then, you know, ticking that one off and then going on to the next. And they're all going to be such different games. So it's great exposure for us. You know, we've built up the depth in our squad over the last couple of years, and some really exciting players come through, and I'm just really looking forward to everyone, you know, excelling on that, because there's going to be so much coverage, more coverage than there ever has been before on these games. So yeah, it's amazing for us.
It's vital and it's well deserved.
Yeah.
You've earned it. You know what I mean, with the level of performance and the skill set. So, but just Linda, on it, like World Cups take a squad. Of course, we get selfish as players. We look at it. You know what I mean. Make sure I'm on the pitch. But like we saw it in this year's Six Nations, the Scotland match, when you have an awful lot of bangs and knocks, we do need depth, don't we? We do need everyone in the squad playing above themselves. How have you been managing that, making sure that you're looking out for each other and pushing everyone on?
I think after this Six Nation was really important to us, and I think every game you learn, you build the connection, and every game it is you gain in experience, and it's so important for those young girls coming through that they now have a Six Nation under their belt, one or two or even three, and it's all about the experience. And sometimes I really like the fact that different games are so different. I think that Scotland game was very different. The fact that we had so many um we made so much mistake, but also there was so much change, so much was happening in that game, and the fact that we're able to adapt and probably adapt quicker, but that's something that we have experienced now, and we know what it's like and what we need to do, and we also are able to replicate the same thing at training this now, and train under those pressure and how to problem solve under the massive pressure. And I think that's really what training's been tough, because we need to player solve it, and not look at the coach to solve it. Actually need to think about, and it's just really honestly the connection. I think even knowing how your scrum half is playing, how they're putting the ball in the scrum, and just really it's not all about just scrummaging, but it's that connection that you have with your nine to when do you want the ball in, and that's really important to us, because those tiny second in rugby or little mistake or little they cost you so much. And like World Cup is not like Six Nation, is you have one opportunity and you need to know how to take that opportunity. I don't think mistake we come after 4 years cycle, so I think mistake has to be minimized and opportunity had to be taken. But with the experience that we have, the girls are just they just keep every day they're just gaining that experience, and I think everyone want to work under their belt. So I think it's quite exciting, it's quite nervous, but I think we're just taking one step at a time. I think it's not about jumping into World Cup, it's about okay, we had 2 games at home.
Sorry, you need to get that exposure to the level on the pitch, certainly, and it raises everything. Sam, off the pitch as well, though, you need to have crack, you need to have fun. I know, you know what I mean, chatting to Dell, chatting to the two, we know how you are, you know what I mean, it's a great camp to be involved in because everyone brings their personalities. We saw you over the Six Nations playing Traitors. What are you at the moment? What's going down in camp?
Yeah, we've actually we've got some good things lined up. I think something we spoke about as well is kind of getting out of Dublin, and you know hopefully getting across out of the HPC for a day, because I think you know that'll be good. We're going down to Clontarf next Thursday, and we're having an open session. So yeah, getting to meet younger players around there, and because a lot of the time, you know, they wouldn't see what we do, so getting them to watch us, you know, having them pitch side will be class for us, an extra little bit of inspiration on the side. And then we've actually started Traitors again, but I think, look, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but there's a hangover from the last one. Like
there always is. There always is.
So I was a bit because it ended good, and there was loads of surprises in it, and I was a bit nervous about another one. I was like, oh, what if it's not as good? And but like people are already accusing people from the last one. And
amazing.
It's kind of, you can see trends are forming again. But yeah, no, it's good.
Actually, price.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's money involved now.
Oh, it's on the line. Oh,
yeah.
Wow, interesting. So, Well, we actually had to stop playing it in Worcester. We had to make a cut-off point of Thursdays because on the previous Saturday, one of the lads had a 2-on-1 and he didn't pass him because at the time it was called Mafia, and they were like, no, I'm not giving the ball. You know what I mean? He's a rat.
Oh my God.
So we don't need that at a World Cup.
Yeah.
Just the importance of that, like honestly, you're in it. Of course, you're going to bring high performance, but also that enjoyment factor because this is a special time in your life. It's really important.
Yeah, it's something we spoke because like, Cleena Maloney's the only player that's been to a World Cup out of our whole entire squad, and then we have the girls that went to the Olympics. So we're really drawn on their experiences of these big, world events. And they were like, look, players are going to like peak and trough at different times. So like, it's so important to keep them connections off field so you can look after each other. And, you can see when someone's maybe struggling a bit and at that point at low when they might need an arm around them or they might need a bit of space. So it's one thing Lee spoke about, in the Olympics. It's such a tough tournament and there's a load of pressure on it, but like, just making sure to enjoy every moment and making every day count through connections on the pitch but off the pitch as well, because these are the days we're going to look back on and be like, oh my God, we were involved in the World Cup. Like we enjoyed our time there. We put our bodies on the line. We played as hard as we could. We did it for the country. We did it for each other. We did it for the next generation coming through. But like we had a great time doing it. And, they're the, relationships you'll have for life with people. So I think we came into this competition saying, look, we want to do the absolute best we can, but we want to enjoy doing it as well, because yourself, you play the best rugby when you're enjoying yourself and you have them connections with the people around you. If someone's making a tackle and up off the floor, you'll do it like in a second for the the person beside you who's you've just had the crack with and accuse someone of being a traitor about 2 days before.
Exactly.
Get up, you traitor, off the floor.
With a boot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Linda, you mentioned that there you're heading around to Clontarf. You're going to get on the road with the pre-season matches, and it's as good as a home World Cup, to be fair. Over there, it's only a job for all of us to get over, and but just for young girls in particular listening, I know my young girls at the moment around our clubs, Give It a Try is on at the moment, a brilliant programme to get more girls playing. What would you say to that young girl that's thinking, I like the sport and maybe looking to get involved? What would your advice be, or your words to someone like that starting out?
Give it a try.
There you go. Look at you on brand.
Easy.
Done.
Oh, but give it a try. But I say just do it. Just do it and have fun while you are doing it. And I always tell little girls, I'm like, make sure you try so many different sports. Rugby might not be yours, but football might be, or swimming might be, and GAA might be. So it's okay. I just want them to be able to just take a sport. And I love seeing young people just play multiple sports until they're able to choose what they really want, they enjoy and what they want to pursue. I know it's really hard on like parents be like, I'm not bringing you from here to there and there. But it's so good, and I wish that I had that opportunity growing up of playing multiple sports, and finding my sport, finding where I feel like, okay, I can, and I'm making friends, but them being able to be busy, and it's also up to parents, really. It's up to parents, because if the parents are committed, the kids will be committed. If the parents look like they're enjoying it, the kids will be enjoying it. So it's not up just to young girls and young boys, and it's up also to the parents to really step up to it and bring the kids to those sessions. But I just say, just have fun, enjoy it. Get out your comfort zone, and just enjoy, just have fun.
It's the best advice. It's always great if it's a bit of fun, and it certainly is. And I think you've hit a key point with it there, because sometimes it's not the girl or the boy, it's maybe the parents that see something at, not being harsh, but the professional level you're at, Whereas at grassroots level, you know what I mean, that the contact levels, everything's an awful lot safer, isn't it? We're learning, I'm helping out with the under 10s, but you learn how to tackle correctly, you learn how to make sure that you're doing everything right, even fall on the ground, knee, hip, shoulder, ball out, cover your head, you know what I mean? Like, there
But
is that.
I just feel like sometimes, like, you know, I see a lot, like, when I started swimming, and I was swimming with like little kids because I still don't know how to swim. Embarrassing, it's so bad. But like I see parents dropping the kids and leaving, you know, and just coming back to like pick up the kids. I'm like, just stay and actually watch them. You know, and it's the same thing with rugby. Like when I see like mini club in Belvedere, when the girls, the youth are going, and I'm like, it's really nice to see the parents there and actually watching the kids and actually be involved and playing a part. And that's really where the friendship is born. That's really where that community, where they start being involved with the club. That is just not my kids is involved with the club, but it can be a family being involved. And it's so important that, because it really helps with when a child sees that they want to even do better. You know, they're enjoying themselves, because it's not just them enjoying themselves, it's the whole family.
Linda, I wish that was the case with my kids. Mine always say, will you bring the dog and bring him for a walk while we're talking out? Get out of here, Dunners.
Are you one of them dads on the sideline shouting and roaring tactics?
Having a notion what's going on. Having a notion. So I'm down, and to be fair, we're lucky. We've really good coaches, and they've brilliant drills. So I'm there to my own little girl Robin and to Jake. I'm there, go up there and you learn off them. And I can see other parents going, go down to Donncha. And I'm there like this with my own kids, go away from Donncha. I'm playing duck, duck, goose, and the lads are doing 3-on-2s. Oh my God. I'm conscious of your time. We really appreciate you giving us so much of your time. And I know you want to go back to be it traders or training. There's a lot on. But Sam, I'll come to you because Adele mentioned the green wave, and I just like your view on it. I myself and Tommy found it quite remarkable, quite incredible. It was something we didn't know about, but it's something that we want this summer to get bigger and bigger, and all of us nearly to surf it in. You know, you might tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's I think when the new coaching group came in like 2.5 years ago, we had a lot of frustrations in our group. You know, from different things, and we had a lot of open and honest conversation of what we needed as a playing group from leadership of the RFU, and like how we move forward past a lot of issues we've had. And yeah, this ethos came up, like how do we bring ourselves up as a group together and bring the nation along with us. And Sean Ryan, he came in as our culture lead, and he's done some fabulous work with us. And we kind of sat down together and really honed in on what our common purpose was, and that was to inspire the next generation of, you know, rugby players, women and boys, girls and boys, to pick up a rugby ball and play, and hopefully inspire them through our performance. And then, yeah, he came up with this visual of like a green wave, you know, hitting hard off the west coast, and, you know, these ripples create waves. So the ripples is, you know, young kids picking up a rugby ball and it creating momentum and building, and getting bigger and bigger. And yeah, hopefully that, you know, the behaviors, how we act, you know, being honest and resilient, and that guides our wave, and you know, keeps us tight as together through our connections. So yeah, it's something we kind of spoke about. We kept it in house for a long time because we liked just, you know, keeping it in house. And then someone came to us with the idea of like, why the Aoife Clark, and she was like, you know, this is such a special thing. Like I think that the nation would really love to, you know, see what you girls are doing here and how you go about growing this wave. So yeah, it's like I was at the France game up in Belfast, and this little girl had actually drawn a green wave and had all of our names on it, and like to kind of see where we've taken this and where it is now, and kids in the crowd like holding up posters of green waves is class. And I just really love the visual of it as well. You know, like waves are so powerful, and you know, I think we can we've always said, you know, we can come over any opposition, no matter how tough and strong, as long as we stick together and, you know, keep coming, you know, wave after wave and attack and defense. So yeah, that's kind of like the visual and meaning behind it. But it's grown out to the nation, and what we've said is like we want green waves going over to the UK and supporting us in Northampton and Brighton and hopefully in Exeter, Bristol and London as well. So yeah, it's taken off, which is great to see for us. Like it's something we're proud of as a group. And hopefully, yeah, we have inspired and can inspire through these World Cup performances for more girls and boys to pick up rugby balls and give them the opportunities that rugby's given us.
Yeah, well, you've definitely done that, and just want to say thank you so much for joining us on the
Oh, thank
offload,
you.
but also continued success, girls, both individually and as a group. I can't tell you how proud we are. Go well. We know you'll give it your all. You always do. But you need to know how proud we are every time you run out. You're incredible, and we will all be shouting and roaring on and part of an incredible green wave. Let's go.
There we go, Tommy. Look at that. Huh? You all right,
There we
fella?
I'm sorry, when I was listening to that, all I'm seeing are the kids doing circles in the car on the bikes. I swear, I told my mum, make sure they take those bikes back to the return place because we're hitting the road as soon as I finish here. And they're sitting, they're doing laps for 20 minutes.
Brilliant. Do you know what? You'll be glad of that later. If you've a long day of travel, you want them absolutely spent.
Yeah, well, true, but not cranky. The little fella fell off the bike first thing this morning as well. Oh, but yes.
Okay,
Anyway,
do you know what?
Two girls, legends. I love Sam, love Linda, class. And Linda,
Yeah, brilliant.
Linda was so good to my daughter as well when I met them just 2 weeks ago as well. So
No way.
she's absolute superstar. And
Yeah.
Sam's mum, legend as well.
Sam's mom? How'd you meet Sam's mom?
Ah, sure, she's a Monaghan, of course. Monaghan. I actually met her at Ireland against France in up in Ravenhill or whatever it's called nowadays, the Affledia Stadium.
Well done, Tommy. Keeping the sponsors happy for a bit, yeah.
There, got it right. At the Sam wasn't playing, but she came up. I'm Sam Monaghan's mum, and we got a picture, and I met Sam, got a picture for her for the last day as well. Legend,
Brilliant.
Two lovely people.
Yeah, outstanding stuff. Okay,
Right.
it's time to get you on the road. Best of luck, travel well,
That's
Tommy.
pouring out of me, man. It's been a pleasure. We're back to normal next week.
Give us the travel route home. Where do you go now?
I'm 2-hour drive to Nantes Airport, and then Nantes Airport to Dublin, and then yeah, keep on going.
How'd you get at this? And are your parents traveling with you?
No. They've been better than that.
They've pulled up the handbrake. They're like, good luck, God bless.
Big Paul Bowe knows better than that. We'll be flying tomorrow and flew over the day before. Joe, but I just don't understand. Like, we used to drive to France. How the patience people must have driving to France with the 3 kids in the back seat.
Yeah.
I salute you.
Yeah, it's good. But that's all the sticky stuff, Tommy. Those kind of rows and fights and your elbows resting on my leg.
I know, it's unreal. Never stops. Right, go on. I better go.
Go well, Tommy. Travel well.
Good.
Yeah.
Chat to
Go on.
cheers. See you later from the RTE podcast, Life in the Car.